Yo, welcome back to the Footworkout channel. You are tuned in to episode 7A of Give Us the Works. Today, out interviewing the sister in the footwork, Kelli Forman, excellent dancer, choreographer, and teacher, member of Creation Global and CFology. So without further ado, Kelli, give us the works, homegirl.
Footworkout.
Yo!
Hi, how's it going?
Man, it's going good. How you been doing?
I'm good. Just been rushing around today. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late here.
Oh, no, it's all good. No worries.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Shoot. I just took the time to try to learn more of the Zoom, try to figure out all this other stuff that's on there. So,
Great.
yeah, it's all good, man. That's like I was talking to myself for a while. I'm like, man, I feel old when it comes to this technology, man, even though I ain't all that old, you know?
Right.
Like,
No,
man,
it's a lot different than just having 32 channels on the TV and
man.
having the press, just the clicker over to the right. And now you got like Hulu and
Yeah.
Peacock and Marvel or the Disney thing, and then Netflix, and I just let my husband do technology stuff. I'm like, you just choose whatever the heck you want because I can't.
Yeah, man. I understand that. I'm gonna tell you, I took my family to Wisconsin Dells this past weekend, and so we stayed at this hotel. I guess I shouldn't say the hotel name. I don't know. But so my youngest two are 8 and 9, and my youngest is like, first off, no, my daughter was like, why? Like, how come I can't type in the show I want to watch? Because she's like, what is this? Like,
Right.
baby, that's a commercial. He's like, how come I can't type this in? Like, baby, this is regular TV, you know. We got the internet, we got the Fire Stick. So they used to getting what they want when they want it. And I was
Right.
like, oh, and then my youngest, because my wife was trying to order some pizza, but at the time we didn't have a good connection with the cell phone.
Right.
And then my son is like, he sees the hotel phone. Like,
Oh,
she
no.
could call. Yeah, he went there. Yep, he sure did.
Is
He's
it
like,
the one with the turn? It's not the turn one though.
no, we didn't go that old school. The hotel was at least, push dial buttons.
Yeah.
But he said something like, he was like, why mommy just don't FaceTime him? I was like, son,
Right.
you can't FaceTime with the dial-in phone.
Yeah, FaceTime with the hotel dial phone.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, and it makes you think how different their lives must be at that age. Because just to borrow my friend's flip phone at age 16 to like call like a boyfriend or something was like a big deal that you didn't have to use a landline. Just had and anyway, I can't imagine what it's like for them to have access to the internet all the time and not have to go to the library and ask the librarian where you can research this. And it's just, it's just a totally different,
That's on the real.
Respect for their ability to focus with so much information coming at them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time.
Shoot, but I go more on that later because I got my 18-year-old. We had a technology conversation too, but
okay.
Because I will go into it.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I can edit this out.
You can keep it. Yeah.
We were going somewhere. We were on the west side of Chicago, near downtown, and so we had an appointment, and I had my GPS and everything. Yeah. GPS went out. So I'm like, because I've been meaning to teach them how to go to the store, get a map, go to the gas station, get a map and all that.
Right.
I was like, so I need you, because this is our first time going to this place. I need you to not X off of this right now since I lost satellite, but I need you to go into the directions because you got to tell me step by step. And I had a conversation because he wanted to go somewhere, which I ain't too fond of. So
Right.
I'm like, you don't have no business going there. You know, you need to be home before it gets dark, because if that GPS don't work, you ain't gonna know how to get back, you know,
Right.
and anything can go down over there when you're not with your friends. So I'm like, he just has it in his mind, I'm gonna just go Google Maps and be good. Like, nah, you know, it's not 100% guarantee.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of like, unfortunately, it's convenient, but their mindset is, I can rely on technology all the time.
Right.
You know, which is my bad for not teaching them early. I'm teaching them now, but like, you gotta
Right.
have a backup. You know,
Too.
true.
Yeah, especially in certain areas, you just want to know, okay, if I'm on this road and I need to get to this highway, yeah, how am I going to get there? But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we used to reach around and put
Yeah,
the map out on the passenger seat and flip it
yeah.
open and, be driving and then get the MapQuest notes out and
Yeah, yeah, the MapQuest notes. Yeah. Oh man, yeah.
yeah,
Oh
because
snap.
thankfully, like at age 18, 17, well, I was like living on my own during that time, but my folks were cool with me driving to Atlanta, driving to Texas to take from different dance teachers. Because come
Yeah.
on, in Missouri, had one teacher. So I it makes me think, like, would I trust my child to do this at age 17, 18? Like print out directions and drive 9, 10, 11 hours to
Yeah.
down south. And I was like thinking, I was like, well, my parents really trusted me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's before before GPS and all that. I mean there was like the Garmin, but it
The
was always,
Garmin. Yep. I
always
forgot about the
wrong.
Garmin.
It
Yep.
was always wrong.
Oh man, yeah. Garmin ain't know what he was talking about, did he?
Garmin almost killed me. Took me
Oh
on like
no.
this like really windy dirt road in Colorado up a mountain. It was
Mm.
we almost fell off that cliff.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
goodness.
No, no more Garmin only.
Yeah. Straight up. Yeah, yeah,
Anyway,
Garmin. I ain't seen Garmin in a while. I ain't upset neither.
take a left. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh man.
Sending
Anyway,
you off. We
so
will. You know what, Kelly? I'm gonna introduce you all over again.
okay, great, great.
Yeah,
I'm
because
here for it. Yeah.
man, ladies and gentlemen, this here is an excellent, raw, fantastic, however you describe something great, dancer. Okay, she hails out of Missouri, been to various places throughout the country, even overseas. She is into more than one style of dance, with ballet, contemporary, I think tap, if I remember right. Did some of
Not
that.
not tap, but house is probably the closest.
House.
Yeah.
And she's a popper too, man. You know, she
Just a
gets it.
little.
So, and to add to that, which I know just about all y'all that's watching are mostly concerned about this. Yes, she footworks and she raw with it. So we're going to learn more about Kelli Forman today. And I'm going to get deeper with these questions, Kelli, because I had the opportunity to I came across your website. And I'm like, man, this girl is humble because she ain't tell me she did this and this and that. So we're going to bring it on out of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down.
So
Yeah.
what all, for me and everybody that's going to be watching, what all stages have you hit? TV shows, anything along the lines?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, oh, gosh. I think dance is really cool if you are flexible with it and you
Mm-hmm.
let it take you in these different directions. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, now when you're talking about Missouri and growing up, our stages were like, we had parades, we would dance at the parades, the local performances, the fairgrounds,
Mhm.
the Christian concerts, amphitheaters.
Yeah.
Um, we would do our local dance performances and musicals in high school. I only had one teacher really growing up from pretty much 14 and on, which was when I really started to focus on dance.
Okay.
And I just think it was really cool that she really threw us out into the community as much as possible during that time. I was always doing performances before then, but yeah, and dance team, like I was the captain of the dance team and choreographed for that throughout high school. And so football fields, basketball courts, high school, what are they called? Assemblies. Um,
Yeah.
and then even like the Chiefs, the football team, the Chiefs, the Kansas
What?
City. Yeah, we did a halftime show with that. And so all of that was kind of like the extent at which you could take dance in Missouri. And so I went to the University of Kansas and
Mhm.
learned a bit more about like modern dance and ballet, and then performed on stages at KU. Um, but like I said last time, I just remember being in a rehearsal my freshman year at KU, and um, I was just so unhappy. I didn't really like modern and ballet, but I thought the only way to be a professional dancer was to get a dance degree and
Right.
maybe open up a studio. And my friend Tim Flattery just looks at me and he's like, he's already been to New York City. He's a senior and he's been there, he's trained there. And he just looks at me and he's like, Kelly, you're so unhappy. Like, get
Yeah.
out of here. Just go to New York. Go do this, like, go do this internship. And I had never been to a big city before, really. So it was like, okay, this is going to be quite the adventure. Try to prepare for it as much as possible. But, once I got there, I was given other opportunities to dance on um, different like musical theater performances and like other camera work or movies. I was in a couple movies in New York. And then I moved to LA, and that's when, all of the cool sounding stuff happened, like X Factor, America's
Oh,
Got Talent,
snap.
um,
What?
like Glee,
Yeah.
music videos, burlesque shows, like in the clubs, go-go dancing. Um, so all of that was going on. And of course, I attended some local all styles battles because my husband's a pauper. So
Right.
he was there, but I
Ah,
never really I didn't really participate in that at that time. I was just always watching. Um, and then yeah, I think other than those, I mean, and then I did like tours, a couple different small tours, performed with a circus troupe for a bit,
straight
doing
up.
shadow work, like, we would create shapes behind like
Yeah.
anyway. So yeah, it's been the performance part of my career was really fun, and I still do random performances. But to be honest, I just love teaching and I love the community work. Like,
Yeah.
I love seeing people connect to the spirit of dance. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
No matter what spirit it's in, like whether it's exploratory and emotional, or like you're a present like a ballet presentation, and or if it's like a footwork battle and it's like really raw and people are just anywhere that like the spirit is fully there.
Mhm.
um I love, to be honest, the commercial stuff just felt so like commercial.
Straight up.
And I just got sick of it pretty quick. Like, I felt like there was a filter between, um, like there was an expectation of how I was supposed to move to please the majority of the audience
I got you
versus
on that. I got
me
you on
really
that.
expressing artistry. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me making a good dollar on performing, but like, am I being an artist or am I actually like being a performer? And I felt like, okay, we've done enough performances now.
Man,
Yeah.
you led me to like two questions in what you said. For one,
Okay.
I want to ask you, and I got to speak my questions out because I tend to forget
Okay.
what I'm saying. So one, I want to ask you about the different dance styles you teach, and the
Okay.
other is, do you choreograph for other groups and all that, for just for people?
Yeah. So I've been choreographing for more studio type dancers, like contemporary
Mm-hmm.
um movement, for since I was 14, 15. I started teaching choreographing for the dance team and then my local studio. I was given a lot of leadership opportunities like
Mm-hmm.
immediately. And then we would go compete with these dances. So you find out really quick what people like, or we would perform. What people like and feedback. Um, and then I've done that pretty much. I've continued to choreograph for studio contemporary dance mainly since then. And then also I've choreographed for a couple different universities for performances, and just some other performances. But to be honest, I was more of a performer in LA.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing too much choreographing, and I do like choreographing, but I like choreographing weird things.
Okay.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna set a piece,
Yeah.
and let's say people are wearing this long black skirt, like,
Yeah.
we're gonna make sure that they have pants on underneath, and so they can pull the skirt up to their head and stick their hand out the skirt in a ball on the ground. And we're gonna play with things in a very like what you just did, like, huh, like that type of way, which it gets to the unlocking of what's supposed to be happening. Like, oh, beautiful skirt, what's supposed to happen? You're supposed to show it off beautifully. No, like, let's make it look ugly, which then becomes beautiful. And because there's always that side of life that everybody wants to avoid. So I really like choreographing abstract type stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. Like, it's, yeah, so I can definitely show you some pieces that I've done, but as far as like other styles choreographing, yeah, no, not as much as contemporary.
Yeah.
But yeah, I teach Chicago Footwork Foundation now,
Mm-hmm.
with the blessing of my crewmates and my teachers. And God knows, like, I bug them before almost every class,
Oh
like,
yeah.
hey, I'm thinking about passing this information off. Is this cool? I get feedback. Like, it's because I'm not from the culture or from Chicago. So I want to be really careful about how. But yeah, from the beginning, King Charles was like, you know how to teach, you know how to amp people up and make people feel welcome. And
Yeah.
like, let's go, just teach them the foundation, teach them what you know. So um, but I teach that heels dance.
Mm-hmm.
I teach heels. I've done that for over a decade. Like I said, I worked in the burlesque clubs. I worked
Yeah.
in the clubs and did go-go dancing. And I think people like often hypersexualize heels dance, and I don't like that, because I think that's an option, but it's not the only option. And I think it's important for both men and women to feel comfortable moving in their feminine energy in a way that's like honoring it, and not just like, it should feel good. It should feel aligning. So
Right.
again, that's like a cultural norm that in those classes I try to be like, hey, like, just be comfortable. You don't have to press anything, you know. And then yeah, contemporary is another style that I teach. And I don't know, with like the little kids, I've taught like foundation of breaking, foundation of popping, just because, with 7 to 10-year-olds, like they don't even know how to two-step, like just, you know. So we're sitting there and, you know, I don't know if you know the foundation of popping, but it'll be like, look at my watch, you know, press into the table. I don't know, you know, chicken for Kirk. And then, you know, you just teach them like basic kind of arm patterns that would help with their waves if they decided to do that in the future. Like I've just taught like foundational movement exercises a lot too to kids.
That was cool how you described it when you got to the shoulders. Do the chicken. I mean, get to the chicken. Because, I mean, kids are going to grab that. You know, that you make it fun for them, make it funny, you know?
I'm going to send you a video of some kids that took that home.
Yeah.
They practiced it and it they ended up looking better than I did. I was like, okay, I gotta set my game up. Like
there's good looking chickens, huh? Oh man. Yeah, that's cool. See, I just learned something right there, man. Cause I tried teaching people. I wouldn't I never really thought about that. Yeah, that's dope.
Well, yeah, and it's like hold the bar and then try to squeeze it and it won't move. And that's that basis of it for popping.
You know,
my husband told me that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would just tell people to tense your muscles. Yeah. And that probably sounds too, never thought about it, but it probably sounds too complicated, probably especially for kids. You know, it's like, what do you mean tense your muscles?
Yeah, they're going to be like, you know, and then you're like, oh no, honey, like really? Yeah. You know, and so Jed, my husband has did a master's in kinesiology, and one thing that really helps people is describing like what something might feel like that's separate from dance. So I need you to fall like water, you know, and then they're like, then it's something that happens with the brain where you can better imitate something that you've seen over and over again. Anyway, so yeah.
You know, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've been taking notes. I'll take notes. That's dope. Oh man, fall like water. And it, okay.
Oh yeah. Now you gotta go try that with the kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my little ones too.
Yeah, they love it. They'll love it. Yeah.
They kind of want to, especially my youngest son. He kind of wants. He don't want structure. He just want to just move. So, yep, and just whatever happens, happens. You know. My daughter, a little bit more. She wants structure. It's just kind of hard to teach her. That's the only thing. So I'm gonna try this. I'm definitely gonna try this.
Yeah, some analogies. Like even, I mean, honestly, I've taught kids for so long. Sometimes I have to tone down my kid voice when I'm with adults. Like I'll be like, you know, be too much playful where they're like, why is she talking to us? Like we're like 10. But like, for example, when I'm just teaching like a foundational, even two-step, you know, people lead it with their toes a lot. But like Paul Zeddy was saying, you know, like lead with your heel when you like kick it out when he was teaching me. And I was like, oh, so it's like kicking over a trash can, you know? So, and you wouldn't just like kick a trash can with your toe, like that would hurt, you know? So at least you have that extension and that idea of like pushing something over with your heel for some of those foundational moves, and it gives more power. And anyway, so
I'm learning right here. It makes so much sense. Because I tried teaching when I was living in Alabama. We had a group, Alabama A&M University. We had a dance group. Yeah. And I would try to teach people how to footwork. I ain't know all the moves, but I would try to teach what I knew. And I would say, like, point your toe this way. But to tell somebody to kick with your heel, they automatically gonna point that toe. But I can never, it just makes so much sense. It's crazy. It's so simple.
Right.
That is doggone brilliant. I'm like, man, I could have had folks working.
Exactly. If you can break it down to like a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, you know, then the adults are easy, you know. They always say.
Man, so you said King Charles. Who are your other teachers?
Yeah, Budilla,
Killer.
King Charles, Pausetti. I think my closest teacher is definitely Charles. I work with him the most.
Mhm.
Um, we work together both on projects too. So we're always on the phone and then be like, "Hold on, I gotta FaceTime you. I gotta figure out this running man variation I can't get."
Yeah.
And and then next thing you know, I got like 10 more moves. And so I think it's because we're always talking with each other. Um, and also we're very similar in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
And so it makes it easy. Like we both have really long legs. So like sometimes like things that pause does, I'm like, I wish my torso was as long as yours so I could do that and
Uh,
not look like a flamingo.
ah,
I look like a bit like my legs are a bit too long. So yeah, like his power, Paul said he taught me the most about power, especially at the beginning of my journey. And then Boo, I mean, come on, his bangs and ghosts and like the way that he grooves,
mhm.
like I feel like I'm not even at a point where I can comprehend half of the vibe that the feeling that he has, and I'm excited to like probably learn more in person.
Yeah.
Um, but then of course Ant and Tal, um, you know,
Yeah.
have been there from day one teaching me foundation and a little bit and J-Ron. Like J-Ron is an excellent teacher and I got to meet up with him in person and that ended up turning into like a whole day out at I think it was the Beatdown picnic like 3 years ago,
Uh-huh.
and then a night out at the club with him and DJ Rowe and Alicia, and you know just that one private ended up like this whole experience that I'll remember for the rest of my life. So I appreciate that like all my footwork teachers have been like, let's hang out because this is not just about like the steps, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is about the relationship and the going out to dinner before, going to certain neighborhoods, dancing whether it's in Target or on the side of the street or at the top of a mountain, like, you know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
it's the stories that come along with where you learn certain movements,
Yeah.
that when you do that, you remember that moment
Hmm.
when you do that move. So there's this type of like um, energy when you dance that like nobody can take away from you. So I think that's what's most important about my teachers is like they understand the weaving of like their life, our lives into the dance. So yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
You know, when you were saying all that, it had me think about, I don't know why, I'm a nutty at times, but it had me think about the Karate Kid, man. You remember the
What
movie?
was it?
It had me think about the Karate Kid, the movie,
Karate Kid.
because
It's exactly like that.
he wasn't just learning, like going to the dojo and learning and going home. Like he spent time with Mr. Miyagi. You
Yeah.
know, they had built a relationship. So,
Yeah.
and he won the doggone competition, in the end and all that. But yeah, it's like, man, I think if it was like that for everything, if you put building
Yeah.
relationship into teaching, man, a lot of people would be doggone cold at whatever it is that they do instead
Right.
of just, hey, let me teach you this, go home. You know,
Right.
that's dope, man.
Definitely. And I mean, you're taking it to a deep place, so I might just go there for a
Go
second.
ahead now, go ahead.
All right. So listen, I grew up in the Christian church, and um, when I went to yoga teacher training, I learned a lot about more of the Hindu tradition, the yoga
Yeah.
tradition, and then I got into some Tibetan Buddhism for a good 7, 8 years, and I used to go on meditation retreats for like a month at a time,
Mm-hmm.
like silent meditation retreats, saying prayers, like doing gestures and doing rituals. And I was in the lineage of like the Dalai Lama, the Galupa lineage, like his teacher all the way down. So there's a couple things. I don't practice like all the rituals on a daily basis. I really honor every religion that I've practiced. But one thing that really stuck with me about Buddhism is the idea of like honoring the lineage and honoring the teacher. Also, of course, standing up if you don't agree with something, right? But there is something about the process of being a good student that is like really instilled in you in those teachings. And you have to like treat every single moment of a teaching as if it's the most important thing. And so because you're on that like hyper alert attention, meditative concentration type vibe as you're learning it, it's, especially when you're in person, it's just so much easier to retain the information because you care so much about it. You know what I mean?
Man, I don't know about y'all, but I learned a lot. And check it out. We're going to learn some more next week as Kelli gets more into it. Plus, she's going to share some information about a big event Choreography has coming up at the end of August. But y'all, until next time, take care of yourself. God bless you. And footwork out.
Footwork out. Footwork out. Footwork out. Footwork out. Footwork out.
Footwork out.